This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross, and you're listening to True Heel Heat.
Hey guys, this is Rosa, and welcome to True Heel Heat.
Listen up, you prick!
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube and Facebook for AEWramble episode 93, Stabbed in the Back and the Face, reviewing the May 10th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. As always, I am here with the man of nearly 49,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and AEW. He is Jimmy Macram.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, I know you got things to do, but I have to.
Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I get us in trouble right off the bat?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you don't want to talk about this on the air, and props to you for having any type of restraint or morale or self-respect about yourself. I see a lot of these tweets about the Dango on Twitter. A lot of these fucking losers. I'm sorry. A lot of them just using the clout. Can you stop pretending? Can you stop pretending that this is about anything other than Dango's a fucking douche, and they're glad to be able to finally take shots at him? Or it's about increasing their Twitter followers? Or it's about everything except harassment? Can we stop pretending? Can we stop? I would like to stop. It's bugging me, and I'm sick of all of you. Some are friends of yours, I think. I didn't check, but I'm sure they are. Stop it. You're tweeting for the likes. You're tweeting for follows. Would you stop? You stop. It's about how dare you work for, I don't know the name of the website. Whatever. Something sport. Stop it. You don't care. Stop it. Who reads that website? Why would you fucking choose like Charles Manson? Stop. Enough of you people.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Okay.
He compared it to Charles Manson, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this man did. He just did that.
That's okay.
Duly noted. You're not going to take long here. But yes, welcome everyone to AEWramble episode 93, reviewing last night's AEW Dynamite. This is your first time joining us. Welcome. We are here every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, reviewing AEW Dynamite the day after. As only we can. Disclaimers will come, and I'll have my finger on the trigger. But of course, we appreciate you joining us live. If you're joining us on demand, we also appreciate that. Remember to drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to hear from you with your thoughts, your opinions of last night's AEW Dynamite, and your count of the disclaimers always are appreciated. And we will, of course, highlight as many comments as possible. But if you're feeling generous, the best way to have your comment highlighted on screen is with a super chat donations. We always appreciate that. It'll make sure we highlight your comment. And of course, it always helps out the channel and the contributors that you usually see on screen here. We got Hassan in the chat who says, let's roll up. He's rolling one up. He's rolling a fat one up for Jimmy talking about people's Twitter accounts.
I'm sorry. I wish I remember some of their names. A lot of these bums. How dare you? Fucking something sport. I don't fucking remember. Send me that website. You know it. You don't give me any press. Fair enough.
Give me sport. Give me sport. But I mean,
how dare he still work for Give Me Sport? That website we all go to. This is why women are not safe. Because just stop it. Enough of this. Give Me Sport. I remember. Yes, I remember. I think that was Susan B. Anthony that said that. Give Me Sport is the reason why. Stop it. Phonies. Knock it off.
Did you just compare it to Susan B?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Trying to cancel. That's how far we've fallen. We're canceling Louis Dangour. I'm sorry. I think Life did that already.
That's a good one. Steven Chambers in the chat saying, what's up, True Hill Heat? We got Frantic Girl saying, what's up, SP3, Jimmy, and chat. We got Armand who says, hey now. We got Santo saying, yo, let's get these disclaimers started. Dynamite was 8.5 out of 10 for him. Ace says 1. Frantic Girl says, already, Jimmy, can't come on. Wait 5 minutes and then say something messed up.
You're right. All right. Focused.
No chill. You and Christian Cage, the people with the most no chill that I know. Steven Chambers bringing up, I wanted to ask you about this, Jimmy, saying there's rumblings AEW getting a streaming service with Max, Warner Brothers Discovery. All Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, and all future pay-per-views are going to be exclusively owned by WBD, and potentially All In might be on Max. What do you think about what's being rumored to be a $1 billion deal with AEW over 5 years for their next TV rights deal that should be announced next Wednesday on the Upfront?
That's a lot of money, first of all. What did Vince get for Fox from Fox?
Fox pretty much, I think, did the similar thing with SmackDown. They got it for like, I think it was like 5 billion. I mean, 1 billion for 5 years. I think it was similar in 2019 or 4 years. I think it was 1 billion for 4 years because, but this is something. This is something that I talked to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics. That's the guy that usually send you the ratings, who posts the ratings, and he's a good guy when it comes to wrestling business. And we talked to him on In the Weeds over on Fightful Overbook, and I asked him about, AEW being having all their content exclusively owned by WBD with this upcoming deal. And the main thing that he emphasized to us is that AEW is currently under monetized because their last deal in 2020 was for $175 million over 3 years. And for the amount of content and the ratings that they are drawing, still with ratings similarly, going down in comparison to what they were a year ago, they're still in the top 5 when it comes to the key demo most weeks. So they're under monetized for the amount of content and what they produce.
Well, that's impressive. I would say this. I'm very happy. I'm happy strong. I don't care, but it's good news. I will say this, however, I'd be a little careful about signing that check because motherfuckers might leave you alone for $175 million, but for $1 billion, I will be checking what I'm getting for my money. So if I say stop doing this, stop saying shit on my fucking television program, stop saying shit on my television program. I wasn't asking. Stop.
Stop, Christian, right where you are. One Mike Nation saying, how do I walk in on this disclaimer? What's up, fam?
Keep me clean. How are you, sir?
Santos says Jimmy is starting off hot. 2 disclaimers in 5 minutes. We got
get off my chest.
Jimmy's favorite, King of the North, saying, what's good, Jimmy? What's good, SP3?
How are you, sir?
we got we got Ninja Mortis already given LVP to TK for announcing that next week there will be a big announcement. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Fuck are we doing? Oh.
We'll get to that. Well, you got King of the North also say $200 million per year for 5 years is a great deal for WBD. Yeah, they're actually getting off from what everybody is saying is that's kind of like the minimum that they should be offering to AEW for what they produce.
Really? Outside of Thurman, the rest of you take your opinions and shove it. Fucking all the economics experts, shut up.
What?
No offense. Was it King of the North? Yeah, of course it is. It's a great deal. Absolutely. My fucking degree in economics. Shut up. I'm being nice. You were nice to me. You were mean to me. I'm sorry. I'll be nice.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
If you look at the television landscape and the way trends are, sorry, you're working at Wendy's. Would you stop?
This is 2 weeks in a row. He's gotten 3+ disclaimers before we even start talking.
I'm gonna stop.
So,
I'm in a good mood. I promise.
We'll talk about other AEW news as we go along with the show, but let's get into the actual show. Last night's AEW Dynamite from May 10th, 2023 was from Detroit, Michigan. What did you think about the crowd? I thought it was a hot crowd.
A very hot crowd. Of course there is. What else are they doing in Detroit except get shot? That was mean. I'm sorry, Detroit.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I think the key here is anytime he talks about X-Men deleted rhymes with man gore, he always starts off the show very much on a roll. It's all one.
He's my good luck charm. It's bad luck charm. How you look at it.
Let's talk about AEW Dynamite kicking off with the double Jeopardy match between ROH World Champion Claudio Castagnoli and ROH World Tag Team Champion Rey Fenix. It was a double Jeopardy matchup because whoever won would get a future shot at the other individual's title. If Fenix beat Claudio, he gets a shot at the ROH World Championship. And if Claudio beats Fenix, he gets a shot at the ROH World Tag Team Champions with a member of the BCC. And my Lord, what a surprise. Claudio Castagnoli has a great match with a high flyer. I feel like me and Jimmy have been seeing this for like a good 15 years plus. I think Claudio Castagnoli might go down in history as the greatest base for a high flyer ever. He might be that, because this was very similar to a lot of the matches that we saw with like Claudio and in tag team matches with El Generico. And we saw that over in NXT as well with Sami Zayn, El Generico's good friend and former trainee. But Claudio was just showing off the power, and this was a great clash of styles because Claudio was using his strength and power and technical ability, while Fenix was he was like, hey, Tony, you done put the spotlight on El Hijo del Vikingo, you done put the spotlight on Bandito over the last couple of weeks, Commander before that.
Ugh.
Remember, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that was the first high flyer that was stunning people. So I'm about to put me on. He was doing suicide dives. Claudio does a press, putting him chest first onto the barricade. He tries for a suplex, but Rey hits the knees to the dome. He gets dumped to the apron, and he hits Claudio with the elbow to the back of the head. Then he walks the damn fucking guardrail and does a Hurricane Rana off the guardrail to the floor. You had Claudio with like a gut wrench at one point off the top rope, slamming Fenix down. He then does another gorilla press on the other side of the floor and launches Rey Fenix into like the 10th row. That was just awesome. Amazing. That was like right before the commercial break, and all we got was nonstop action after that. Fenix doing the roll through cutter at one point, a beautiful moonsault. It comes down. He does a good code red as well for a near fall, but Claudio eventually powers Fenix down. He hits a big torture rack driver for a 2 count. He then brings him into the center of the ring, drops the BCC elbows, I'm going to call it, and then he follows up with the Ricola bomb to get the victory here. This one went 14 and a half minutes. This is one of the better Dynamite openers that we've seen in a while. A reminder of how great Claudio Castagnoli is as a base for high flyers, and a stark reminder that Rey Fenix is still one of, or if not the best high flyer in all of AEW and all of wrestling, to be fact. And you had Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta watching on as it was a big night for the Blackpool Combat Club. Jimmy, what did you think about this opener here?
Agreed on all counts. As a matter of fact, outside of the Kingo, no disrespect to Bandito, plenty of disrespect to Commander. Beat it. Rey Fenix is quite obviously the best high flyer in AEW. This is not that close. And this match was great. Unlike those, oh my god, I just took a look at your Twitter page and saw how many 4-star matches you have in a week. Jesus fucking Christ. This is a 4-star match. That's true. That's
I watch a lot of wrestling.
A lot of
and I do it for that list. You can drop a like on it. You don't even drop a like. Come on, show me some love. I'm trying to get my star ratings over so we can stop. So wrestling fans can get mad at my star ratings instead of Dave. I'm trying to take some heat off of Dave.
You're right. I don't have many likes on my Twitter page. That's all.
You don't. That's why I had to mention that, because I realized that one week I was like,
just look at things.
Jimmy just looks at because he tells me he's on Twitter all the time, but he never drops a like on anything. He always tells me about my tweets and then doesn't drop a like on any of them unless his name is in it. And even then, I think it's like half and half.
I think my last like is it's in Russia. Some lady slaps some guy and he slaps her back and she goes flying across the room. I'm sorry, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Don't hit women, but it's hilarious.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm gonna find that video. I'm gonna send it to everybody I know. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. She was fine, and she learned a valuable lesson. Don't assume that guy's not gonna hit you back. What are we talking about?
This is why this show has been going like 2 hours the last couple of
You're right. All right, keep it clean. Great match. 4-star match for me. I don't do star ratings on TV shows usually, but I gave it 4 stars. I loved it. I love every single bit of it. Anything else? A little bothersome. This is ROH on AEW, but you know what? It was so good. I don't even care. Fuck it. Fun.
Who do you think he should choose that would entice you to watch some ROH for this tag team title shot against the Lucha Bros?
Roman Reigns.
I mean, from the BCC, of course.
Oh, nobody. Sorry. Dragon.
Not even Dragon? I was like, come on, you love Dragon.
I have no interest in ROH. I have no interest in ROH though. I just don't. But yeah, if he picks Dragon, I might give it a watch. It's fucking Dragon.
And that's why he's gonna pick the person that you probably are least interested in, Wheeler Yuta, because you have nothing nice to say about.
I do have something nice to say. He takes bumps off the stage way better than Matt Jackson. We'll get to it, but Jesus Christ. Leap down like a small child. Oh my god, I hated that.
I mean, no, I'll be fair. You're not the biggest Wheeler Yuta fan, but you're definitely not a huge critic of him, like our good friend Romeo. I'll give you that.
Yeah, Romeo
he hates his Gus for real. He's giving you the count at 3. We got Steven Chambers saying good match, Jesus. Claudio and Rey. I thought it was a great match. Chilling with Chase saying agreed. SP3 on Claudio. I really believe he is like one of the greatest bases for a high flyer.
One of, yes. What about Joe?
Joe is too. No, that's why I say one of. I didn't give him the best. I said the one of, or if not the best, high flyer for Rey Fenix, because Rey Fenix, this was a reminder how good he is.
Indeed.
We got King of the North saying, what if Claudio doesn't pick Yuta or Danielson as his partner versus Lucha Bros and it's Chris Hero? I mean, I'd be down for that.
I have a question. I'll try to phrase this as nice as possible. I don't want to get in trouble. Does Chris Hero look more like Chris Hero recently or like from 15 years ago?
I knew you were going to ask. He's like, is he Cassius Ohno size or is he Chris Hero size?
That shit was shocking. I'm sorry, I've never seen anything quite like that in wrestling before.
Ace saying this match was fantastic. Frantic Rose in this match was really good. Thank you, Chase, who says SP3 star ratings are way better.
Dave Meltzer?
Yes, better than Meltzer's.
I'm also taller than a 5-year-old. Yeah, buddy.
That is such a backhanded compliment. Thank you. He's in the gym to say a disclaimer. He like, yeah, boom, boom, down.
I'm sorry. Fuck, I can't look at it now. I won't be able to concentrate the rest of the show.
We got Chilla with Jay saying Randy Orton the reverse Claudio. You think he would be good with high flyers, but he just isn't besides his finisher. Yeah, he could catch a high flyer with his finisher, but I've never seen Randy Orton like consistently have great matches against high flyers.
Fucking shame, because I haven't seen the last how many fucking years I stopped watching wrestling, but before that, he just never stopped being good. I always waited for him to be fucking amazing. He just never stops.
Yeah, he's just feeling good. That's why he got the motto of if you made a pro wrestler from scratch, it would be Randy Orton. Then we got a first of a few surprises on this show, Jimmy, as they said something was going down backstage, and we saw the feet, and then it panned up, and Miro is back in AEW. He had some sexy calves, and he's here. Renee stops him, asks him what brings him back, and he says absolutely nothing, and instead goes to walk into Tony Khan's office. What did you think about this return for Miro, and were you happy to see him back?
So hyped. I was so ready. I thought it'd pay off later in the night, but that one. I'm happy he's back. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. gotta take what you can get. But yes, I was also very, very happy to see Miro back. Like, goddamn, yes, absolutely. Then we went right into a vignette promo, which I think we always talk about this. AEW is really good with these, but they just don't do it enough. And this was, I think, the right time, because we have gotten really heavy on the 4 pillar story over like the last 3 weeks, with the tournament into the tag team match last week, and that being like the centerpiece of last week's show. But I like the fact that they kind of slowed things down and tried to tell individual stories. Some of these were better than others. We'll get to that.
Clearly.
But the first one was really damn good with MJF. He asks him, what do you want to talk about? And he says the four men's came out of nowhere. And he says that he likens the 4 pillars to the Beatles. He says Sammy is Ringo, talented and stupid. He says Jungle Boy is the definitive George. He's wholesome and he's the good old boy. He said while Darby is Lennon, he's creative and brooding. And then he says there's MJF, who is Paul, the best, the person who will have the most longevity, and the gap between him and the 3 of them has only gotten bigger and bigger since the start of AEW. He is begging them to step up to the plate. He says, look at all I've accomplished. I've beaten the likes of Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, Bryan Danielson, and he also mentions a certain CM Punk. He says, what have they done? He says he was in the best singles match, the best singles dog collar match. He was in the best Iron Man match. And now at Double or Nothing, he will be in the best 4-way match in the history of pro wrestling. Every great moment in this sport has one thing in common. Him and his reign of terror has just begun. Great promo by MJF. Love the talking about his career, which I think we talked about it last week, where I said I was thinking about all the MJF great rivalries he had. He's only been in AEW for 4 years, but in that 4 years, he nearly has a top 10 list of great rivalries. And just seeing everything kind of in vignette form, that was very good. And it put over him as one of their top stars, if not the top.
I forgot. I mean, I'm old now, but let's say 2001. That's definitely 2001. Remember the first time Triple H did his "I've beaten this guy" promo, and this guy promo, and this guy, this guy? It was amazing to hear the first time. Granted, he did it for 20 years after that, but the first time you hear it, it's shocking. It's like, wow, that's how I feel about watching MJF. I was like, holy shit, I forgot his resume is this big. Punk, Moxley, Jericho, Dragon is already outrageous. And I probably would have saved this thing for last because I was like, these other three guys are really not in his league. I'm not entirely sure why we're having this conversation. Cody, he's chopped the Cody promo of Cody line. I was like, yo, what are we doing? Yeah, this is over. I'm gonna say this will last.
Yes, I will give you that. I will give you that. If I was the one booking this show, I probably had MJF last because he kind of encapsulated everybody very well and put them over in certain ways. MJF's very good at that. Like, everybody thinks he's just a guy who says things to get heat or says the low-hanging fruit, but he does a very excellent job of putting over his opponent, so it means something when he beats them. And I think
very Hogan-esque.
Very well in all these guys. It's very player.
Great job. Oh, Flair's Flair's great at that too. So he's the toughest motherfucker in the world that he just managed to beat. Awesome.
We got Romeo in the chat says, "You happy Miro is back? You gonna tune in Saturdays to watch him?"
Listen, much like crack in the 80s, in the beginning they give you the great stuff. They give you the pure top-notch stuff. So I'm sure Collision on Saturdays will be great for a few months. So I hope you get addicted and you'll keep coming back.
We'll do a recap. We'll do the AE recap. We'll bring it back for Collision for like the first 3 weeks. Totally no-sold me on that. Totally no-sold me. Thanks, guy. Thanks for helping me out.
I'm not gonna make any promises on fucking being recorded. Absolutely not.
He's like, hell no. Big Man Dog saying Miro escaped from the carbon freezing chamber. He looked great. He looked great. He looked like he was in a carbon freezing chamber. We got King of the North, who's not happy to see Miro, saying Cuckman Riro is back. Jesus.
I'm so happy. He's so good. He's been dearly missed. Him and Punk.
I love that Collision is gonna be all the problematic children. All the
people who don't listen to me. Like, yeah, fuck out of here. That creative shit, and you know it.
Who don't like the elite, they'll be over there. Ninja Morning saying Miro is gonna crush OC. Would you be down for Miro to be the one to end the international title reign?
Absolutely. Do one more match with Orange Cassidy, barely making out alive. You got his body all taped up.
And
then have him squashes them. Beat it. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. I'm here for it.
It's similar to how he ended Darby's TNT title reign. Chilling with Jay saying Miro should beat up OC, will be a great heel run for him, and that was the last title he vied for, was the original All Atlantic Championship back at Forbidden Door last year.
Right.
We got Annika who says, "Gotta be honest, didn't like this. Miro and Rosa deserve a better re-entry." I like a tease. If you're not gonna do like a vignette tease, I think this was the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those situations where I'll see where we go from here, but I don't hate it as a start. It's not like Jay White where I hated it right away. Like, that's stupid.
Knew you were gonna do that. Steven Chambers saying put Miro versus Wardlow. Hey, if anybody can revive the TNT championship, it's one of two people, Miro or Christian Cage.
Oh, I'm so happy.
We'll get
Christian didn't let me down either.
We got King of the North saying put Miro on the Saturday show where I don't have to watch it.
Who the fuck hates Miro? It's so weird.
He hates anyone who doesn't get along with Tony Khan or calls
my
trouble.
God. Absolutely. Why you making more trouble for us?
Wait, no, it's the point.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Master's gonna be mad. Why don't you just stop making trouble for us? Stop it. Knock it off. Go spine. Jesus.
Killer, but don't push me. That's Tupac.
I don't know why that makes you laugh as much as it does.
I'm only ruining that because he has the African suit on. And you Oh, we got around the point. It says Miro heard the news about this new deal for $1 billion deal and was like, hold up, wait a minute, I'm ready to return to work.
Absolutely. Give me my money.
Yes, let us know in the chat that who's your favorite problematic child of AEW. Chilling with Jay says Andrade is my favorite problematic child.
If he promises not to wrestle, bring Andrade back with Flair. I'll be here for it.
It's like, you have to promise not to
promise.
wrestle.
You're not gonna ask me to wrestle, sir.
It's like Sting's gonna retire? Huh? You know, I know the perfect person who's your person. Huh? About it. Next we had FTR coming out to the ring. They are here to call out their good friend Mark Briscoe. Instead, they get Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, and Satam Singh. They Team TNA or Planet Jarrett, however you want to call them, basically asks FTR if they have one job, and that's accept their challenge for Double or Nothing. He is asking again, do the accept at Double or Nothing? And Dax asks the fans if they want to accept, and they said no, definitely not. He says he has an idea though. He will accept the challenge if they admit that they are using Mark Briscoe. And I was so sad. I was like, oh no, that means no back at the chicken farm. Come on. But Mark Briscoe comes out and he's got some tequila, got some liquor in his hand, and he announces that he spoke to his good friend Tony Khan, and he says that everyone to chill and relax because he has made the match official for Double or Nothing. It's going to be Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus FTR, but Mark Briscoe will be the special guest referee. So he offers Jay the stack of cups and tells him to pass them around, and he says everyone needs to chill and they need some peace. Everyone takes some in a cup of the tequila, but Sanjay spits the tequila in Dax Harwood's eyes, and then Planet Jarrett attacks Cash Wheeler. They start fighting Cash Wheeler, and Mark Briscoe tries to separate them, but Jarrett pushes Mark Briscoe into the blind Dax Harwood, who blindly, his instinct is to do a Bret Hart move, and he does a power driver on Mark Briscoe. I love this. It's similar to the Planet Jarrett at the chicken farm. It was very convoluted, kind of dumb, but I loved it because this was a good angle to cause dissension even more between Mark Briscoe and FTR, and I enjoyed this. What did you think about all of this?
This is impossibly dumb. I think I liked it, I gotta be honest, but it's very stupid. The last thing you should do when you're blind is a pile driver. I think that's a bad idea.
He didn't even question him. Like, what? That was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. But I loved every second of it for some reason. I don't know. I think I'm still on a high from the Planet Jarrett at the chicken farm segment that anything they do, it's over with me.
Yes. I think Mark Briscoe's added something to this. I don't know what. And he certainly added something. Y'all can't be in the same vicinity.
Just his delivery of everything is just superb. It's top notch
Country's
delivery.
man on the planet. This was great. This great strong. This was fun. I guess is the best way to put it. I don't take it too seriously. I know when you enter Jeff Jarrett's world, this is now like it's like the Jericho verse, the Cody verse. They don't change to you, you change to them. So FTR goes in, all of a sudden FTR are fucking carnies. Fair enough. Power driver, sure. Whatever you say, sir.
Awesome. Took the power driver. I love it. We got Around the Point who says favorite problematic child, Britt Baker on AEW All Access. Always complaining.
Tony Schiavone fucking chiding her like a child is hilarious.
She's like, she stubbed her toe. She's like, God damn, Thunder Rosa. King of the North saying need Jeff Jarrett to break that guitar over FTR bald head. I love that. We got Ninja Mortis who says I will allow Rick to join Andrade if it will bring Ashley over next.
Sorry, sir, that's not happening.
Yeah, not happening.
She's getting paid as much as Becky was getting paid when she was the man. That is an insane stat.
I think she's getting paid more. Isn't she getting paid more?
So,
on par?
Yeah. Remember that was the thing. Banks is not getting paid as much as Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah,
I was fucking Charlotte getting paid as much as Becky. It makes no fucking sense.
Like one has drawn a lot more than the other.
Yeah.
But King of the Kid Get Money is back. He's back. He's back, Jimmy. It's not even football season. Kid Get Money is back. Thank you for joining us, good sir. He sent a super chat donation where he says Miro new gimmick should be TK Coke dealer. He should go to his office, come out, count cash, and then TK comes out with another huge announcement.
You know what? Sold. I'm here for it.
You got
It
me.
could be awesome. Oh, I'm so awesome.
That was great. That was a great super chat donation. Definitely worth it. Thank you, sir. Yes, Attica saying, not a wild blind punch, a wild, perfectly executed power driver.
As Mark Briscoe says nothing, by the way. Just being hoisted up in power driven without saying a word.
Yeah, he didn't even say, hey, Dax, he has a very distinguishable voice from Planet Jarrett, from anyone on Planet Jarrett. We got Ace. It says Mark will be a referee at Double or Nothing. I did mention that. He's only the second special guest referee in AEW history.
Tyson?
Oh, well, I would say third. It's Arn Anderson in the matchup with QT and Cody, where QT punched him into a kneel. MJF in the steel cage match with Shawn Spears and Wardlow.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't overuse anything except false count anywhere matches. Anything goes matches. Those type of whatever.
This is true. They just call it different names, like WWE. That's one thing they take from WWE. Backstage, Renee is with Chris Jericho, who's Renee's wondering how Jericho feels about the attack from last week, and Jericho wonders why she says this with such glee. He says Cole created an unsafe work environment for him and is a coward. Jericho has legal counsel and has a court order against Adam Cole, which says if Jericho is in the building, Cole is banned from it and not allowed inside. This brings in Cole's good friend Roderick Strong to call Jericho delusional. He says Cole is one of his best friends and he is no coward. Cole may be banned, but he's not. So how about Strong versus Jericho in a fight? Falls count anywhere. Jericho understands Roderick standing up for his friend, and it's a good quality. But if he wants to make a name for himself against Chris Jericho, he'll knock Strong's teeth down his throat. So he'll have that fight next week. I was so upset with Detroit booing that because y'all got this whole freaking card that's completely stacked. Why are y'all upset y'all don't get this one match?
Because it sounded like we were gonna get it. That's why.
He says, don't forget, though, Jericho says that he has a whole army behind him, which Strong says he knew he would say that, so he got legal counsel as well, and the JAS is also banned from the building next week for the Falls Count Anywhere match. I see this going outside the building and Cole costing Jericho the matchup.
That is exactly that. Or the dummies would be there. This is dumb. This is, you think the Planet Jarrett thing was dumb. First of all, I got legal counsel and then I got them kicked out of the building. First of all, that's not how that works. Secondly, legal counsel has to go to, I don't know, the police. And are the police just handing out restraint? What are we doing? They just hand them out. Fuck it. I don't want to argue. Yeah, fuck it. Everybody's removed.
Oh God, will you get out of here? All right. They're banned from the building. Relax. I guess the legal counsel is Tony's number 2 who went into to Punk's locker room with the Elite.
Yes,
that's the legal counsel that they got.
She must really look like a woman because I would imagine anybody's getting punched in the face that walks to that fucking room. Ace Steel is not playing.
They're not even gonna get punched. They're gonna get bitten. It was like don't bite. No, it was probably Ace was about to bite her, and Punk was like, "Don't bite her." Then we got no backup.
So now every babyface on the planet doesn't fucking file for this. Then they're all idiots. Clearly, that's how you do it. I'm trying to show why we don't.
I guess that's how we're doing that now. We got King of the North saying Detroit upset they didn't get the Ocho. Yeah, pretty much. One by Nation say so. It's false count anywhere. So at the end they will be leaving the building with Cole waiting outside. Pretty much, yeah. Indeed. I think we all see that coming. We all see that.
Yes, Jericho's not very subtle.
No, not at all. We get a quick look at commentary, and then backstage, Renee is doing something else. Yo, they had Renee like Mean Gene Okerlund during an episode of Nitro in like '96, where Mean Gene is here. He's in the ring. He's backstage. He's trying to get the scoop. She was working. Hopefully, she ain't have high heels on, because that's just abuse. That's employee abuse. But Renee is backstage, and she's waiting outside Tony Khan's office to get a word from Miro, and in comes the returning Thunder Rosa, of all people. And she says, tonight seems like a good night to talk to Poppy Khan. Oh my God. I popped so much for Poppy Khan. Poppy Khan. We got a new nickname. You got a new nickname for Poppy Khan. We need to put him. We need to put him now in like a Mexican sombrero. Poppy Khan. Poppy
I'm not
Khan.
calling him Papa H. I'm not calling him Poppy Khan. This is not happening. But grown man, this is not happening. I refuse.
Poppy Khan.
Hard
No,
pass.
it sounds like Poppy Cock. So Poppy Khan.
Thunder Rosa, I was hyped. I was hyped. Let's go.
I was hyped too. I was like, another problematic child is back, baby. Come on. Come on. I'm happy. I'm always happy to see Thunder Rosa. I'm glad she's on her way back. I heard the back injury was very, very serious. So if this is a sign that she's on the path to recovery and on her way back, I'm all for it.
Who do you want her against?
One of the money matchups is her versus either Britt or Jamie Hayter. She got the title that she never lost.
That's my belt.
Yeah.
My belt. Absolutely. I don't want to see her and Britt together. Let's keep them apart.
Yeah, keep them apart. For now. We get a video package afterwards. Let me check if got any comments here. Yes, Renee was everywhere on the show. She got you got to give her an MVP, at least a ballot. We got to put her on the ballot for MVP. We get another video package from the Four Pillars, this time for Sammy Guevara. And for some reason, just like that promo from a couple of weeks ago when it was 3 of the 4 pillars, they positioned Sammy as this like underdog baby face. You had him talking about he's fighting for the little kid who wants to be a wrestler and that he fought for every opportunity. We got Chris Jericho saying that he was brought into AEW not to be his lackey or his henchman, but to be a star. You got Ty talking about he's fought for everything and she's so proud of him. I was like, did we not realize that he has been with like the most detestable villain in AEW over the last couple of weeks, and now you expect us to think that he's like this fighting hero?
Fucking, I told you, he has a dummy, has a problematic, we're gonna use that word, a very problematic obsession with Sammy, and it's not okay, and it's creepy. I'd rather not see it on TV. What you do behind closed doors is your business, but on television, it's my business, and I would like for you to stop if you don't mind.
And this is the thing: the AEW All Access show, I will say, has positioned him as a babyface on there, but that's like a different universe from what we see on the week to week television, where he's one of the biggest heels in this company.
Just turn a babyface, if that's even possible.
I don't know. Especially if he's gonna still be with Ty. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Once he got with Ty, it was like any babyface support, because he was on his way up the trajectory as far as one of the top baby faces, beating Miro and stuff. And even in the rivalry with Scorpio before Ty got involved, he was still the baby face there. And then Ty got involved, and it was like, no, we hate you.
How long did it take Edge to recover from the leader thing, where he could finally turn babyface?
He had to get injured. He had to get injured and be out for nearly a year before he was ever accepted as a babyface.
God damn. All right, yeah, we got a little bit of wait for Sammy. Fair enough.
Just saying, I'm just being real, y'all. If y'all don't remember, this happened. This is the thing that happened, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying. But yes, it's so weird. It's so weird. It's so off-putting. I will say. I'll give you that. And then we got Jimmy's favorite segment of the show, Tony Khan, to talk about all the backstage happenings, and he calls tonight one of the best cards they've ever had. In addition to all of this, they are literally stars lined up to be part of AEW, and he tells us to tune in next Wednesday for a huge announcement. He says it seems like a good time for AEW to be producing more content. So this was just a Tony Khan announcement for a Tony Khan announcement, because the upfront is next Wednesday. That's when the announcement will probably be for AEW Collision. And now what's being reported and rumored now, it might be also their big deal, their $1 billion television deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, and possibly maybe content on Max.
Yeah.
You already got HBO Max, so you can use that to watch.
Announcing an announcement. Thank you, sir. I told you. Was it a year ago? Oh, he doesn't want to be on TV. He's really happy to be behind the scenes. Now he's on TV to announce he's going to be there next week. Thank you, stupid. I'm not interested. I don't care. Say what you have to say and beat it. You know, he didn't want to announce it against the NBAs. So we'll announce it next week. Maybe the NBA won't be on next week. Just enough of these people. Enough of these people. That's gross. And he's talking about content. That's what I'm saying. I think that's why I dislike him. Because all of you treat him like he's an artist, when in fact he's a suit. He's a suit. People who say things like content and IP,
like he's not Vinny Chase.
Products.
He's
Yes, he's he. Product, content, IP. That's who he is. You guys treat him like he's fucking enough. Enough of these people. Enough.
The elite is Vinny Chase, and he's E.
Yes. But you all treat him like he's them. He's not. He isn't. He's even worse because he's the son of a suit. Ugh.
Son of a suit. That's great.
It's like an awesome movie.
Big Man Dog saying Punk, Miro, Andrade, and Thunder Rosa will return as the PWO Problematic World Order.
CM Punk playing the fucking title as a guitar. Awesome. Let's go.
Love it. Dolores says, Thunder said, y'all keep talking about me, so here I go. Yes. Stop talking about me on All Access. Freaking, you get your car bumped into in traffic. Rick Baker turn around like Thunder Rosa.
I need that Thunder Rosa pipe bomb. I'm here for it. Please.
I need different situations that Britt Baker, something happens in different. She's like, that goddamn Thunder Rosa. She's like Freddy on a pup named Scooby Doo with Red Harry. How he always thought it was Red. Someone committed a robbery. God damn, it's Thunder Rosa. I'm telling you guys, it's Thunder Rosa. Boom, Scooby Doo. Jay saying this was All Access Sammy, not TV Sammy. Talking about the Sammy vignette.
Gotcha.
Chilling with Jay saying, like, if Sammy played a delusional babyface on TV, I would get it, but he doesn't. That would actually be a better character, an actual
That'd
character.
Be fun.
Yeah,
like Kurt Angle esque. That'd be fun.
Yeah, like he's like, I fought for my dreams, and everybody's still booing him and stuff. Like, you should cheer me. It's basically what Lacey Evans was playing before Triple H got in charge and was like, none of you, go sit down, stop using things. We got one Mike Nation says just me or Jay White should have debuted tonight by walking into TK office instead of that Ricky BS.
How long do you have to wait before you guys acknowledge this is a complete failure? Not on Jay White's part. He did what he was supposed to do.
Failure. Not a complete failure.
Not yet? Okay. We'll wait a little longer.
Chambers says, guys, fine with the 4-way, or should they make this a ladder match? That's overbooking. That's definitely overbooking. Doesn't need to be
This is already overbooked. This is a mess.
No, the four pillars story, yeah, it's been overbooked. But like we said last week, they got it back on track, and I thought this week was a good week outside of Sammy's vignette, honestly. That was the only one that I had a problem with. We got Frantic Rose says Sammy needs to stay a heel, and Big Man Dog says I pop for Poppy Khan announcing an announcement.
I think that was just hilarious.
And King of the North says him saying he'll be addressing this next Wednesday on TNT is interesting. Isn't Dynamite on TBS? Yes, it is. He did say TNT because that's where Collision is going to be on. And I guess it's going to be, the announcement on the upfront, and maybe we get like a commercial. So you don't have to deal with watching it during Dynamite, maybe, Jimmy.
All right. What?
Yeah, he said
about it.
He said it was going to be announced on TNT. Yes, and Romeo went in the back end and uploaded this. Yes,
that is an unholy picture.
We got a new meme to add to the back end.
Ugh. That is so gross. It's a disgusting picture.
The man of the Spanish people.
Ugh.
Get your PoppyCon shirts. I'm your PoppyCon.
So much. He's so hateable.
Next, we had AEW International Championship up for grabs. Orange Cassidy defending against Daniel Garcia. I would say this was one of, top 3, maybe top 4 of Orange's title reigns. It's been 21 of them, so you got to start ranking them now. I really like the Wheeler Yuta one, the Buddy Matthews one, the first of the Jay Lethal ones, and this one was right up there because I liked the story that was being told of basically Garcia going after all the different injuries that Orange has gone through over his reign, whether it was the injured back, the injured leg from his feud with Jeff Jarrett and him slamming the guitar over his leg, the hand that he hurt against House of Black. I love the callback to Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné versus Bailey, with him stomping on Orange Cassidy's injured hand while he had
one match of all time.
It is. But then his sports entertainmentness got in the way of his wrestling. If he would have just kept to the wrestling, maybe he would have got the win. He started trading roll-ups with Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy was able to get him in a mousetrap lucha roll-up of sorts and got the 1-2-3 to retain the AEW International Championship. Like I said, this had really good psychology, a good storytelling throughout. Orange Cassidy successfully defending, but it really feels he's on his last legs. Every title defense, you can see he's going into every title defense with an orange back and orange leg, like he's playing SmackDown versus Raw. He's putting different injuries into these matches, and it's going to come back to haunt him sooner rather than later. What did you think about this one?
This is a good match. I'm over Orange Cassidy in general, and not only as champion, but just in general. Sorry. That said, this was a really good match. Stomping foot, I popped. And I would say that's the first time ever. A lot of you were convinced by Bandito. I don't know how, but sure, let's go with that. But I was convinced this might end. He was stomping on his hand. I was like, ooh, Garcia, they like Garcia. This could be fun. And nothing. That's a shame. All right. Well,
but I like the character work that they kind of got across on commentary, that if he would have stuck more to wrestling than sports entertainment, he would have won.
Except then he lost via wrestling.
Also true.
He was doing roll-ups that he's supposed to do, and he got caught. He's never good at that part. Garcia stinks. Outside of that dance is hysterical.
Oh my God, I love the dance. Oh my God, it's so outrageous. I love it so much. We got Big Man Dogs calling him Latino icon.
Oh my God. I'm not here for your sarcasm, sir. Please don't get these motherfuckers excited about this. They take this stuff and run with it.
Stephen J. was a great match, Orange and Daniel. We got Frantic World who says this was a good match too. Annika saying Orange is really getting better, merging his lax character with how good he is in the ring. Yeah, I love the early going where he was like, his laziness was like getting Garcia into false sense of security. Like instead of doing the regular roll through out of the arm, he laid down for a minute and then suddenly got back up. That was great.
It was great. Garcia starts with the stupid hand in pockets, and OC just runs right the fuck at him. So that's great. That was great.
We got King of the North saying, bro, they had him laid out backstage later. I thought he just fell asleep. He would have fit in with Orange's character.
It would have. Boy, we can get to that too. What a fucking, oh my God. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? The way they did it, it's just this big thing. I thought it was fucking Thanos about the show. Oh, what? Who?
Stop. Come on.
Come on out.
You had a little vignette promo from the Outcast and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter talking about last week Sheeta's return. The Outcast complained that Sheeta's already back in Japan because she doesn't care to be here like them. And they challenged Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida to a 6-woman tag for next week. Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker accept. The Outcast bring up how Hayter is probably still injured, but she says even her at not 100% will still whoop all 3 of their asses. What did you think about this? And we got in our 6-woman tag next week, which we wanted. We wanted it on TV. Yes, we get it on TV.
God. Holy shit. Whew. We dodged a bullet. This is fine. It is what it is. I'm glad we're gonna get this done, at least the first part of it, before we do something for the pay-per-view. I assume Saraya pins probably Jamie, if I had to guess. I'll be very upset, but I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah.
Next, we had Christian Cage come out for a promo with Luchasaurus in Detroit, and my oh my, did Detroit hate them some Christian Cage. He says he calls Detroit after Tony Schiavone asks him how Christian put himself in a TNT title match. Christian calls Detroit literally the worst city in the country, so keep quiet. He says, why is he the number 1 contender? Simple. He is Christian Cage. The crowd is completely shitting all over him throughout his promo, even chanting Edge is better, which is just false. He says that he walked into the boss's office and got the shot. He says when your name has the cachet that his does, you get the shot. He has a question for Tony Schiavone, though. What's with all these wrestlers and their daddy issues?
Awesome.
He says it's simple. Much like his former opponent, Jungle Boy, Wardlow's got some daddy issues. He says, let's face it, though. Wardlow's dad wasn't famous and no one cares about him. But he found a father figure in Arn Anderson. He said, good job, because Arn was looking for a new son himself. I was like, oh, no. I was like, oh, no. Don't go there. Quickly. I feel like when the words came out, he realized what people would think, so he immediately was like, "Oh, you know, Arn's son Brock is a wrestler here. I know you probably forgot about him." But he says last thing he said that he wanted to do was to set Brock up for success until he saw Wardlow behind him with his new title. He tossed Brock to the side and he hopped over to Wardlow and took all the credit. I guess being the other guy in a tag team with Tully Blanchard makes you a legend. I guess being Ric Flair's lapdog for years makes you a legend. How many times has Arn won the big one? He puts his ear out and says, oh yeah, none. He says Cage says he's a multi-time champion. Unlike Arn, he understands what it takes. So what will Wardlow do when he realizes his legend is not as smart and cunning as Cage? And next week, Wardlow will be in this ring, and Cage will walk down to the ring, spit in his face, and Wardlow will realize his days as TNT champion are all over. And he ends his promo by grabbing the mic from Tony Schiavone, and he tells Detroit to kiss his ass. Christian Cage is one of the best hate magnets in all of wrestling right now. I don't care if you thought this promo was rough. I thought it was superb because of the reaction it got.
Christian might be the best ever at getting flustered but not looking it. It was really loud in there, and he was thrown off several times.
Yeah, I don't think he expected to get that.
No. He starts off kind of. What's the word? He missed his line. I forget the word for it is. He kind of falls over his own word. He stops. He just, thanks. Yeah. Yes, he fumbled his line. He just stopped. First of all, professional. You don't fight through it. You just stop. And they start going nuts. He's looking at them like, you motherfuckers, keep going. All right. I'm gonna get this out eventually.
He's like, it's helping me. It's helping me right now. I can remember my lot.
Christian, Dominic, and I guess Roman now. I can't think of anybody else who gets this kind of heat on a consistent basis. This shit is shocking, and I'm here for all of it. I don't know where we go from here. Outside the match, obviously Christian and Wardlow at the pay-per-view, one would imagine. But I need more Christian promos. Christian versus Arn, please.
We've been saying it for weeks. Just give Christian Cage the mic, and it's gonna be so good. It's so good, so good.
When did this happen? I'll tell you when. Fucking, they already hated him when he came in from WWE, and it was gonna be like King Dick. And then he turned heel. Was like, now I'm giving you a reason to boo me now, motherfucker. All right, fine. Here you go. Take this.
Do it.
Stupid.
Go ahead. You want to do it? Just do it. Stephen Chambers saying Christian promo was awesome. We got King of the North saying Christian should have used Jimmy's line of what else is there to do in Detroit but get shot. That would have been great. That would have been great. You wouldn't have been able to use it though. Chilling with Chase saying laugh my fucking ass off. Christian is great. He's just so good. He's so good. Stephen Chambers says looks like Cage versus Wardlow for Double or Nothing. Like to see Christian win the TNT title, but doesn't look like it. No, I mean they've been playing hopscotch with this whole title anyway, hot potato. So
it'll. Sadly, we'll try to revive Wardlow again. You know, we failed at it twice now. It's over.
Yeah, just stop.
He needs to go away for a bit. A long bit.
We get a Darby Allin video package this time, and we actually get to meet Darby's real dad, not his Sting dad. He talks about that's the house that he bought for his dad. We see a bunch of his different stunts, how skateboarding, riding a Humvee up a dirt hill. We also hear from Sting talking about how Darby reminds him of a young Sting, and Darby says that he wants to win the AEW World Championship because of what this company means to him, and he knows where he's going. He's going to Double or Nothing, and he's going to become champion.
Aww.
Any thoughts on this one?
Yes, Darby apparently cannot be a douche when he feels like it. Good job. Why do we keep this the whole time? What are we doing?
Just pair him up with Sting more often. It seems like when Sting's around, he comes off more like a babyface.
Yes, like somebody who's likable.
Please. Next, we had the no holds barred matchup between the women, Julia Hart versus Anna Jay. Wasn't at 9:30 or 9:20, so got to give them that.
So what, 9:10? 9 o'clock?
9:10. Hey, closer to the top of the hour. This was the top of the hour match, really. But it's a no holds barred matchup. We get Julia Hart's great entrance, so I was immediately on the side of her over Anna Jay because she interrupted the great entrance, and I can't believe she's on a 22 match winning streak from all the AEW Dark Elevation matches she's done. But this was physical. They put in a good effort. It wasn't the greatest match because this is two women that are fairly green, but had enough.
No, they're not. Don't do that. Julia Hart is green. Don't do that.
I mean, Anna Jay is green too.
She was green 2 years ago. How long are we gonna do this?
Hey,
I'm asking, how long are we gonna keep this up?
You can be green for 3, 4, 5 years. You never know.
Absolutely. It's like them girls whose man keeps cheating on him. He's learning. He's learning to be a man. Right.
They did botch the closing the superplex onto a pile of chairs. They did not hit the pile of chairs, but Julia Hart picked up the win with Heartless, making Anna Jay tap out. Good win for Julia Hart on Dynamite too, and I love that she always sings her song. And the eye makeup looked great. The eye makeup looked great. It was very sensational Sherry S when she was with Shawn Michaels. But
yes.
Any thoughts on this one, Anna Jay and Julia Hart?
Better than it should have been. Julia Hart's going to be a star. Her entrance is fantastic. Her charisma is off the chart strong, but it's solid. And she's improving at a rapid pace. Though I won't get too excited because I thought fucking Anna Jay was improving at a rapid pace, and decided to go backwards. All right.
I feel like Anna Jay has not ever been as good as when she was in that first match with Jade. That's like still one of Jade's best matches. That first match with Jade, and then they tried to do it again, and it was like it got decreasingly worse. And outside of when they put her in a street fight with Ty, that's the only time that she has good to great matches.
Annika, that's a great point. I will say this: a lot of commentary, or maybe it's Shivani the whole night, prove they don't give a fuck about women or Rampage or whatever. Because he did say that highest level of violence is not even close. They said Anna Jay hasn't been as violent as she's been since she joined the JAS. That's also not true. I was just like, to any of you watch the program,
literally on AEW Access afterwards, they showed the street fight that they had with Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale. where she took that bump off the stage, that power
Whoa.
bomb, on where they missed the table completely.
Yeah. Oy, that's rough. It's like
I would.
what's that?
All they had to add was since that street fight.
Sure. Or not. Just pretend like it didn't happen.
They
Just
did
like
that.
what? Just like Malachi Black gouging that motherfucker's eyes out. Just like Thunder Rosa getting the face paint washed off of her. Just pretend like it didn't happen. Fair enough.
We got ahead of a Fancy Girl saying the match was rough, but Julia Hart and Anna Jay did a good job. Good.
That's
They
not
had
how that
the
works.
crowd helped them. The crowd
That's not
helped
how that works. That's not how that works. The match was rough, but everybody involved in it did a good job. That's not how that works. If it was rough, they didn't do a good job.
them. Pretty much. I would say yes. I would say you got a point there. You make some valid points. Good stuff. Next we had the house rules, because I said to Jimmy, I was like, yeah, Buddy Matthews put out a tweet before the show. Then they had to put the rules on screen because the rules weren't very well told last week. We said it here on Ramble, and they showed us here, like, okay, just in case y'all didn't get it, it's a 20 count on the floor. Any three competitors can form a trio. No rope breaks. Disqualifications are enforced, and the dealer's choice is the challengers get to pick one stipulation to add on. And it was almost like the Best Amigos were making fun of the fact that the rules weren't that clear, because we go to Renee backstage with the best friends, Orange Cassidy and Bandito. OC says he's hurting. Trent Beretta says tonight is the night Best Amigos win the big one. And Renee asks what's their rule for the dealer's choice. And OC says, oh, it's a big one. Tell him, Chuck. And Chuck's like, he doesn't have a rule. He didn't know he was supposed to choose one.
That's hilarious.
Trent says, well, that girl, that Julia Hart, she looks scary, so no spooky witches allowed or banned from ringside. And then they walk off, and Trent's asking Renee, is that a good one? Orange is left alone with Renee, who, for some reason, these two have great chemistry with each other, because I always laugh when it's a backstage segment with Renee and Orange Cassidy, and Orange says, she asks Orange for his last words, and he says, he's so tired. And Renee says, me too. But I was like, yes, you are tired. You've been working all day, girl.
Look at her fucking triceps. Put the picture back up. I'm sorry. Jesus.
She's like, I've been lifting up this mic all day. I got the bump.
This is awesome. I'm glad they cleared the rules up significantly. So, though I know we haven't talked about the match yet, but that ambiance is great.
I actually liked it, and I'm a guy that never liked the Sin Cara blue light. I never liked the Bray Wyatt red light, but for some reason, I very much enjoy this. So we get House of Black coming out for the matchup with their great entrance, and then the commentary tells us that a part of the open house match rules that the lights go out because it gives the House of Black the advantage. So they blacked out the crowd. It didn't get I don't think it got as much crowd heat as it could have because of this, because it was kind of, I think the fans were like kind of like taken aback by it. But I agree with you. I thought the ambiance created something here and made it different. It's going to make the trios, if they keep at it and keep it consistent, I think that they could be something that the fans get into moving forward. Bandito was great in this matchup, working with Malachi Black. This had more Malachi Black than we usually see in these trios matches, especially early on with him and Bandito going at it. In the end, though, it was House of Black isolating Chucky T. The finish did kind of come out of nowhere because Chucky T was actually did the soul food to Buddy Matthews, who went into the corner, and Brody King tagged himself in. Buddy comes back with a knee strike to Chucky T, and then they hit Dante's Inferno on Chucky and get the 1-2-3. House of Black retains. I actually thought this match was pretty fun. This was a pretty fun matchup. They got a lot in a little bit of time. This one just went over 8 minutes. I enjoyed it. What did you think?
There's a slight adjustment that the arena made where it's like impossibly dark in the beginning, and then somebody said that's too dark, and then they fucking see in front of the world, they turn the lights up a little bit. It works. This was great. I know the finish came out of nowhere, but that's because House of Black is significantly better than the Best Amigos. I'm glad they went clean. I'm glad they went in relatively fast time, and it worked for me. All of this worked for me. This is what we call unlike Jay White. This is what we call a good start to something new. Great job. And I'm here for it in the House of Black.
Why does everything have to go back to Jay White?
I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been hurt. You made me care about somebody who's not in AEW, who's not in WWE, and then you fucking fuck me up the ass, and it's rude. That's why.
So you're gonna hold a grudge, and you're gonna penalize him, the guy that you say you like, because of the book.
I'm not penalizing him. Dummy did it. He penalized him by having him debut in awful fashion, giving him a shit few ways next to. Hey, come on, man. Why are we doing it like this? That's fucking ridiculous. And all of you defending it for the first week. You guys just the first week. Then the second week, also limit 2 weeks. Then the third week, also limit 3 weeks. How long did they do it? Well, now we're for 6.
I thought the debut was good.
No, you didn't.
I thought they could have done it better, but I thought it was good.
Absolutely.
Could have been great.
It could have been good. It's horrendous. The fuck? Why the fuck would you? Jay White? Oh my God. Whatever. That's his punishment.
Punishment. You mentioned it.
I saw you talking H, so now you're punished. Sign this contract and then take this. Absolutely. You'll learn one day.
Frantic World, who didn't say the opener was great, he says this was a great 6-man tag. We also got Ace, who thought the same thing. We great? Got
great,
I thought it was
the opener was great.
It was good. Yeah, the opener was great. Yeah. We got Steven Chambers at House of Black going to hold the trios titles for a while. Don't see anyone beating them. No. I would have said yeah if BCC was still babyface, but BCC's heel, so I don't think they're gonna mix up just yet.
Fucking but I love that first roll. Any 3 people can be a trio. Like, yeah, that's how trios work. Thank you.
Kind of how that works. Choco Bo Sage saying all roads lead to the Switchblade. Apparently.
I wish.
But backstage we go and we see that Orange Cassidy has been laid out, and it's from none other than the double champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling, one half of the IWGP and New Japan Strong Tag Team Champions of Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, and he wants a third belt. He wants to go after Orange Cassidy's belt, and Jimmy did not like this.
But nobody in the crowd liked it either. Dead silence. Who? Yeah, that was sad. The way they did it, Orange Cassidy is laid out. Then the slow reveal. Is it fucking CM Punk? Is it fucking Ospreay?
Should have been Miro.
Yeah, Miro would have been great. Joe? No, this guy. Oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ! Wearing glasses, look like a complete douche. Like
I know
Porsche.
I know even people that know Kyle Fletcher didn't realize it was Kyle Fletcher because he had the shades on. It's like if somebody wears a hat and they look different. It's like if you see a character from South Park and they're not wearing a hat.
Yes, that is always trippy. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, why is this here? Why is this being treated like a big deal? Why are we doing a slow reveal? Why is he staring into the camera like the crowd is going nuts? This stinks. Boom.
And then we finally had the fourth and final video package for the Pillars, this time on Jungle Boy. He talked about his start in professional wrestling, how his dad took him to, someone who had a ring in the bag, and that's how he started training and how he's worked his way up the ladder. He also talks about what Christian Cage taught him. I love Christian's contribution to this, where he says, yeah, if Jungle Boy gets his head out of his ass, he could become the AEW World Champion. I was like, yes, that is perfect. That is perfect for Christian to say about Jungle Boy. And Jungle Boy also says he's ready for Double or Nothing. I will say, I thought overall, the 4-pillar video package was a good way to progress the feud without these guys actually physically being on the show.
Yes. And I would say overall, we'll call it a success. MJF's was great. Sammy's was not. The others were fine. We'll take it. Overall, a win.
Yes. Overall, a W. And we also got hype for the next couple of for Rampage matches, as well as next week we got Roderick Strong versus Chris Jericho, Falls Count Anywhere. We got the Outcast versus the Homegrown Stars in a 6-woman tag, and we're also gonna get Ricky Starks going one-on-one with Switchblade Jay White. Ricky Starks talks about how Jay White has been a pain in his ass since coming to AEW, and how we almost got the Rochambeau with him on him, and Jay White says almost doesn't count, and next week he will show him why he is the Switchblade. Are you happy that this match is going down next week and not at Double or Nothing like we all thought it would be?
I am very happy. Ricky seemed exhausted. And Jay White, I like this opening line, and I hope he can beat Ricky. Sadly, he has to be Ricky. Sorry.
I'm disappointed that he didn't say "Bang Bang Gang." That's my favorite line he says. "Bang Bang Gang."
We're about to get rid of Juice. Good job. Get rid of Juice so you can do something with your life, sir.
Bang Bang Gang.
Oh, yes. Yes, he should definitely get rid of fucking Juice. Yes, definitely. Get rid of
no?
Juice.
You usually don't say anything on camera, but you're saying no. Exactly. So you want to say hi to everybody? You haven't said hi in a couple of weeks. Say hi. There you go. See, Jimmy said it. You're number one? Okay, cool. So, you like wrestling?
Yeah.
Sure. She's like, sure.
I got a couple of comments to feature here. We got Big Man Dogs who said, I thought Darby video was second best after MJF. Yeah. Because
I think it's kind of like, all the pillars were in their rightful spots. MJF was best, Darby was second, Jungle Boy was third, and Dummy was last. Just like in real life.
We got Annika who says there's Harlem Heat. We also got Dolores saying hi, Harlem. See, people say hi. We got Frantic World that says Kyle Fletcher is good. His tag matches in New Japan have been so good. He's a part of the best tag team in the world right now. Also,
I'm so glad that he's now challenging in the AEW's tag team division. Oh, he's fighting Orange Cassidy for a singles belt. Oh, okay. Never mind then. What are we doing?
And yes, Harlem came to defend Jay White from Jimmy. Yes.
I like Jay White. I don't like his booking.
This is fair. All right, and it was time for the main event. I think they did a good job. We got a video package earlier in the night, bunch of hype mentioning that that's the big matchup tonight, featuring like highlights of their feud that started on the very first AEW show. I still stand by what I said last week. The top 3 AEW rivalries of all time. And we got Jon Moxley coming out first and Bryan Danielson joining commentary. Then we got Kenny Omega coming out for his entrance, but he immediately gets into a brawl with Jon Moxley in the entranceway that really got this crowd like fired up and ready for this showdown between the two. But then the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli and Willie. I did want to mention, have you noticed that Bryan has not gotten physical since he came back? I know I said this last week, but yeah, they've been very adamant. Like even when Nick Jackson was by him and pointing at him, he has not gotten physical at all since his comeback, since Revolution.
I gotta be honest, it's kind of added his mystique for me. Like he feels like a final boss now.
It's true.
Even the way he was talking to the Bucks, like, hey, you don't want this.
He's like, no, you don't want this smoke. I'm like William Regal now. But yes, Yuta and Claudio come and jump Omega. This leads to the Bucks coming out and they brawl with the BCC. We get the little point by Nick Jackson on Bryan Danielson. Matt Jackson gets thrown off the stage, like Jimmy mentioned earlier.
Horrific bump. Watch Yuta take that bump where he rolls through, and then watch Matt take the bump where he lands on his feet and then collapses.
But Nick Jackson does a big dive onto Claudio and Wheeler to take them out of play. Omega gets into the cage and he invites Moxley to join him, and the fight is on. And this had just a measure of intensity that you always want in a steel cage matchup, but it also had callbacks to their previous matches, the lights out match, as well as the exploding barbed wire death match. So we got a barbed wire steel chair, and immediately this was more realer barbed wire than what we saw with Moxley and Page at Revolution. Because you knew by Omega touching the chair and looking at his hand that he almost got puncture wounds from it. He slams the chair on Moxley's back. Then he does a foot stomp where he scrapes the chair on Moxley's back and is immediately bleeding. Moxley does a big superplex off the top rope onto the barbed wire steel cage that bloodies Omega's back. Then when we're in commercial break, Moxley unattaches the top turnbuckle from the ring, and then he uses it as a fish hook in Omega's mouth. I love Taz's calling it fish hook Jones, but we got one of the best spots I've seen in a cage match because I hate to contrive the cage breaks. Like, it worked when Big Show with his strength throws Stone Cold into the cage and then the cage wall break, but every cage wall break since then has felt very contrived. Not this one. This one was the realest because Omega came at this dude with full force on the V trigger. Moxley falls out of the cage. Omega almost tears a ligament from his knee because his leg lands between the steel cage and the apron. It was one of the most ridiculous cage break spots I think I've ever seen, to the point that Omega's leg is hurt so much that Moxley gets up before him. Moxley puts him in the ring. He grabs a screwdriver before putting him back into the ring. He's looking to stab Omega, but Don Callis uses the fact that that the cage has broken. He takes the screwdriver from Moxley. This gives Omega the chance to hit the V trigger again. He gets him up for the one ring angel, hits it 1, 2, and then Don Callis betrays his family. He betrays Kenny Omega, stabs him in the head with the goddamn screwdriver, and Jon Moxley covers Omega 1, 2, 3. This match was brutal. It was insane. It was such an incredible spectacle. It was just violence, insanity, and just incredible wrestling between these two. You had Glass involved. The Glass was another callback to their Lights Out matchup. So this was just everything you wanted out of a bloodbath, a brutal bloodbath of a steel cage match. And then following up, the crowd is booing. The crowd had a great reaction to Don Callis' turn, by the way. It was like a gas and a
what the fuck?
Yeah, like a scream, like no. It was so great. And then Don stands over Omega. It looks like he's gonna stab him in the head again with the screwdriver, but instead he reached down to Omega, grabs him by the hair, and tells him goodbye and good night, and delivers a kiss before leaving the ring. And Jon Moxley is the first to leave the cage as officials help Kenny Omega up, who is busted open from the screwdriver to the head. Incredible. I love this match. This might have been, outside of like the blood and guts matches, might have been my favorite singles cage match in AEW history. We haven't got a lot of them. There's only been the 2 Wardlow ones, I believe. And the Jungle Boy Luchasaurus, which probably was the best before.
Yeah.
That one.
Yes.
I think I would put this above it. Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. One of my favorite TV matches of the year. What did you think about Moxley, Omega in the cage? And of course, what did you think about Don Callis turning on Kenny Omega? As I said correctly last week, what if he bled to join the BCC? And we might get that promo next week. No. And the reasoning being, like Bryan Daniels said, BCC makes everybody into better wrestlers. Maybe Don had to betray Kenny because he believes the BCC can make him a better wrestler. And by the way, I had to know this. Bryan Danielson's reaction to Don turning made the turn even better. He had this look like he was like he was a kid on Christmas.
This is a pleasant surprise.
Yes, he was like I had no idea. Great stuff. What did you think about everything here?
I'm with you. I'll just take all your thoughts. A little more criticism from Matt Jackson's awful bump. We're not jumping out the window with the Jungle Boy Luchasaurus comparison, and I agree with everything you said. Otherwise, I thought it was so violent. I was a big complainer about the barbed wire. When motherfuckers just holding in his fucking hand. Last match they had, it's like that's not barbed wire. That's not how that works at all, even a little bit. Then I saw fucking dummy. No offense, not dummy. I'll call him dummy. I like Omega. Omega grab it and go ow. And I went, yeah, that's how barbed wire is supposed to work. Exactly. And it was great. I loved all of this. I even loved the turn. If Don Callis joins the BCC, I'll be a little more annoyed because it's not a good fit. It's not a good fit. It isn't. He's the opposite of the BCC. They all wear fucking pants and t-shirts. He's the one around in fucking Sager suits. Like, what are we doing? Craig Sager suits. Come on, man. No, we're not. We don't go together. This should be either for his own purposes, an alliance with the BCC, or even better, he's giving up Omega because he wants no smoke with the BCC. Like, okay, I did my part. I'm out, right? I'm safe. Great.
I'm good now. Or he is basically the liaison for Takeshita to join the BCC.
Ooh.
Because, like I said, he actually believes what the BCC says, that they make better wrestlers. So that's why he wants Takeshita to join the BCC.
Don Callis is like, he's going to be like a pimp now, where he finds young wrestlers to bring into the BCC. Like, yeah, go out, hit the streets, and find his talent.
These streets, join the BCC, you be fine.
That's fun though. I thoroughly enjoyed all this. This is a great episode.
Great episode, top to bottom. I do agree there. Bunch of comments I wanted to highlight here. Ace saying Bax was bloody indeed. Romeo saying it looked awesome. Rough landing for Omega. For Kenny, doubt he can have kids now. Yeah, that was either his crotch or his ligaments were torn. Like, one or the other. We got Annika who says Moxley is Kenny's guilty pleasure. Bump a perfectly wrestled match. Today is cheat day. Bring Jog out in the barbed wire chair. Yeah, he does feel like he's like very happy that he can be like the sadistic, hardcore Kenny Omega when he's against Moxley.
Yes, so much fun.
We got King of the North saying Don not celebrating with BCC like we thought. Yeah, that's true.
We didn't think that.
Nope, he's the liaison. King of the North saying, I think Don Callis is doing this for somebody else. Maybe Will Ospreay. He did tease that on his Twitter. His Twitter bio. He started using bruv, and that's what Will Ospreay always uses.
Oh my god, I love long-term storytelling. Even though you all think it's something it's not. This is what it would actually be. He's always said Ospreay is the next guy up.
He did say that.
That'd be great.
And that's
the best wrestler in the world besides Kenny Omega.
That's how we get to Ospreay Omega 2 at Forbidden Door.
Awesome. That'd be great.
I would like that. I would like that more. Yeah. Frantic World saying Bryan Danielson is the head of the BCC table.
That is the vibe he's giving off now, and I'm here for it. His laughing at the announce table was perfectly.
Yo, he's like an evil genius who says a plan come to fruition. Bro saying Jimmy, don't hate on Don's incredible fashion. It's giving jealousy.
I dress like the BCC. He doesn't.
And Ninja Mortis is on that, saying Don Callis did it for Will Ospreay and the Empire. We got King of the North saying that Ospreay handshake last year on AEW TV between him and Callis is what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Yes. He did tease that. Yes. I think that's probably the better option. You guys are all right.
That'd be perfect. I like it. That would be long-term storytelling. Fucking somebody winning a match last year and a winning match at the same event this year is not long-term storytelling. I regret to inform you.
And plus, that's gonna get heat for Ospreay that he wouldn't get because his in-ring style makes you want to cheer him. So he needs someone to be the heat magnet, and Don can do that.
Yes, he's great.
But that brings us to a close. Sound off in the live chat. Last call for super chat donations. Let us know your match of the night, MVP, LVP, out of 10. What did you give the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Jimmy, let's put our thumbs in the middle for the May 10th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
I gave last week an 8.5, I think. So I'm gonna go 8.75 on this one. Didn't have enough story for me, but
he's not gonna go 10. He can't go 9. He can't just go 9.
What? No, it didn't have enough story for me to go 9.
I'm going 9 out of 10. Hey, I went. Didn't I go lower than you last week? I went lower.
You went 8.
Yeah, I'll go 9 this week. I felt like this was a more stacked show. The wrestling on this show was better. I like the storytelling with the 4-pillar video packages. The story with Don Callis with the amazing angle at the end, turning on Kenny Omega, the great matches. Yeah, 9 out of 10.
Fair enough.
One of their better episodes of the year. I would say this or LA in January was their best episode of the year so far.
What happened in LA? Oh, Adam Cole came back.
Yeah, Adam Cole came back.
I
Game 7 of the best of 7. Hangman Moxley 2 and Takeshita versus Danielson.
Sounds like a great show. I remember none of it. This sounds great.
I love it. A bunch of 8 out of 10s, 8.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10s. Match of the night for me, the cage match. What did you?
Yeah, I'm going with the cage. Part of me wants to give it to the opener, but I'm a fan of violence.
The opener's good. Yeah, I love violence. This felt like deserved violence too, because of where the current rivalry is at and their overall arching rivalry between these two. So it felt like deserved violence. LVP we'll start with.
Oh, Anna J for interrupting my goddamn Julia Hart entrance.
Dude, we're on the same page again. I'm giving it to Anna J. Why you interrupt Jay? Plus, you were the lesser of when Julia Hart should be the more greener of the two. You were lesser than. So
yes. LVP. Sorry, Charlie. So you want to give it to Dummy Khan? I'm not mad at it.
Of course not.
Pre-recording his fucking announcement is the best decision he ever came up with.
King of the North saying 9 out of 10 this week. Best match, cage match, MVP Renee, LVP Jimmy for not breaking the disclaimer record. You got double digits last week, so to be fair.
SP3's got somewhere to be.
Romeo saying MVP Christian, LVP Dax. Dax is right. Honorable mention. He's an honorable mention for that perfectly executed power drive. Who do you got for MVP?
Oh shit, that's a lot more complicated. I'm gonna go with Christian for not losing his mind in that storm of hatred. Holy shit.
I'm gonna go with co-MVPs, the Blackpool Combat Club, and Don Callis.
Not mad at it. I kind of want to get the Dragon, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too. That's like the evil genius who's just sitting around. He's not even the head of the table. He's the wise man. He's Paul Heyman right now. But great episode, top to bottom. Jimmy, please let the people know where they can follow you on social media. What you got going on in your channel?
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter, where I will look at your post but not like it. And at Jimmy Macram on YouTube, where we watch TV shows and movies.
Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month. More exclusive content. Also, Twitch.tv/TrueHillHeat Gaming. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Blunt Impact, watching Impact on Access TV. Go over and check that out. I'll be back here on the channel on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. True Hill Heat 225, talking about this week in wrestling, talking about AEW's big deal. What does it mean for the future? Plus, talking about WWE Backlash and everything from this week. Bad Bunny for next undisputed Universal Champion. And also check out
holy shit
our NJPW Best of Super Juniors preview that is up on the channel right now before the tournament starts tomorrow. We'll also talk about the start of the tournament on True Hill Heat this coming Saturday. But thank you so much to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys joining us live. Also, Romeo says, check out True Hill Heat Sports. They'll be watching both NBA playoff games tonight. So go over and subscribe over there. We're like 12 subscribers away from 400. So join us over there. But for Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 93, stabbed in the back and the face. We are signing off until next time.